April 2nd, 2024, 9:15 a.m. This is a property down below my place. It's been abandoned for a couple of years now. The guy that lived here died a few years back. I'm unable to get a hold of the current owner. This place has no amenities, no well, no septic, no electric hookup. The dude, he's totally off grid. I know him, hung out with him a lot. Can't get a hold of the current owner. So my plan is adverse possession, basically squatting, occupy the place. I'm going to make every effort to be open. The way they word it, open, hostile, notorious, and occupied for 10 years. And less than an acre, a one-family household, I guess you'd call it household. 10 years without the owners telling you to come up and scram. You file for a quiet title and you own it. It's a wreck. Fair market value on this property is about $3,000, and with all the clear out, I don't know. I'm gonna burn piles of rotted wood, but the rest of the stuff, I guess I'm making a lot of trips to the dump, man. But yeah. If you paid somebody to clear this out, it would be well over the worth of the property. It's just not happening. This is just part of it. I'm not going to do the full walk around. Well, what the heck? We got just all kinds of everything everywhere, and I'm having trouble even forming a plan because everything is so jumbled. But I think my first plan is to start burning rotten old lumber and to get noticed down here, because that's one of their things. It has to be, you have to be well known, and the hostile part is against the owner's wishes, or not with the owner's permission. You have to just come in here and basically act like you own it. I'm gonna post it off, and if the owners serve me with a writ of eviction, or just come up and tell me, hey man, I'll leave it be. I'm counting on being out my time, and I'm not going to invest anything besides time, hopefully. If there is any monetary investments, I'll keep it very small because, it's kind of a gamble. I don't think the title owners want anything to do with this place, but I can't get a hold of them. So, yeah, April 2nd, 2024, beginning of adverse possession. Hey, welcome to the mangy freaking setup so far. Found an old tarp and some rope. And my plan is, get noticed, of course, and the smoke seems to be helping. A couple people drove by. One waved. I'm waving at everybody. Sure would be nice to go in there and fire up that wood burner right now, because holy crap, it's miserable out here. But I do have a keep most of the rain off, and my plan so far, I'm just going to start old rotten ass lumber. I'll burn that. I'm not going to burn tires and crap. I don't want to be a nuisance, and I don't like burning tires anyways, and plastic and all that, because that kind of makes more of a mess. I mean, there's right there, that pile of shit there is one of the old fire pits that the dude had. he was a real good dude. He struggled a lot. And I think the era he was born and raised, you know, a man just didn't talk about problems, but he had a lot of stuff going on. He could, you know, if you imagine Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, except for kind of Jimmy Buffett and Ernest Hemingway, you know, he could sort of flip back and forth like that. The guy could play. He could play guitar, just about any instrument, I think, and he could make up songs on the fly. He was good, well-traveled, well-spoken, intelligent. He was wise. He was best man at my wedding, you know, and he played a lot of mentor for me. And most everything laying down here, it's a hell of a mess. But most everything laying down here, he did have a plan for it when he brought it, and he just I think the last couple of years of his life. Well, he ended up moving to town the last couple of years that he was alive, and I don't know, just kind of stopped giving a shit about out here. You know, but he was a real deal hermit. You know, there was no power. He had it. There was a little generator. He'd fire up a little generator now and then, I guess, if he needed to do something with a generator with power, if he really needed it. But most of the time it was like hurricane lanterns, and he'd burn kerosene. He did actually have, to an effect, some indoor plumbing. He dug himself a spring back that way, and he ran pipes, and it would gravity feed into a little sink inside of that trailer. You know, he was smart. He was a good dude. Just sometimes you catch him the wrong day, the wrong way or something, man. He could really be an asshole. But like I said, he had a lot of shit go on, and I think he eventually said to heck with society and just came out here to the woods. He started out in a pup tent, and there used to be a ramshackle place over that way, and he'd you know, it was derelict as well, and he kind of scavenged materials and this and that, built himself a little shack, you know, and had a little fireplace in the shack. He'd stay warm and dry over the winters. Like he didn't go to town over the winters, and when he needed to go to town, he'd usually just start walking, and maybe somebody would pick him up. Maybe he'd be walking the whole way. He didn't really seem to care. Or bicycle. He told me about one night where he's standing here by a flashlight fixing his Coleman lantern, and he finally gets it all back together and gets it working, lights it up, and there's a bear like 20 feet away that's been standing there watching him. Pretty crazy. He had a lot of stories, and he had a lot of stuff that he just didn't want to talk about, and I didn't want to push it because he did not want to talk about that stuff. But, that's my plan. Start burning rotten ass lumber and get noticed and occupy, and you know, we'll see how it goes. Later. That's 2 pallets and some sticks and deadfall and crap. Pretty much burnt down to nothing. Leave all the nails just be in that wheelbarrow tub. Not to mention starting the fire, and then about halfway through I got my ass in gear and hung a tarp. It's been about, oh, what the heck, Came down here 8:45, I think. And now it's 12:32. A couple hours. And I think once that's nothing left of it, I'm just gonna call it a day and head back. But yeah. So this begins my, I guess, adverse possession journey. Or if the actual owners want to, come up and talk, maybe they just want rid of it, because I doubt they know the state of this place. They're still paying taxes on it. I checked with the prothonotary. I have no way to. I tried every number I could find online for the owner, and nothing. So I don't know. I figure this way, word might get to them that somebody's down here doing something, and they'll come and either tell me to get lost, or maybe talk about selling the place for, it's not worth much. Or I don't know, maybe if they're nuts, I'll get a heck of a job for the cleanup. Cleaning this up for someone else, it would be a miserable job. I'm only doing it because it's contiguous to my property, and it'd be awful handy to have access down to that road down there through here, and a little, like a 20-foot Connex box, or maybe a 40-footer, have it dropped in here, and that's a nice place to work. Or I don't know, a little doghouse kind of fort getaway thing. I don't know, but the guy that lived here was basically my uncle, and I got kind of a connection to this little spot. I don't want to see somebody from Philly or Jersey or New York or some shit come in here and clear cut everything and start one of them stupid Airbnb nonsense things. I'd rather one little spot at least stay be in the mountain. I mean, he wasn't a pig. The guy wasn't a pig. It just looks like it. I mean, it's gone to shit. And over there, I think one of the neighbors might have been using it for a place to dump old tires. This wasn't him. He wasn't exactly particular, but he wasn't a pig. Kind of hard to describe. That's the end of day one. Take care, folks, and don't let the bastards get you down.